Well,
Let's hear from the crowd.
we're finally in.
Noise for yours truly.
Going straight up into the draft with Kings SG gonna be on first pick, first ban. And when it comes down to RSG, second pick, second ban, we've already got quite a bit of these heroes that's being banned out. And they are just kind of zooming past with the Lancelot, the Angela, as well as the Chip being banned out from the side of KSG. And finally, with the Fanny, CC, and Baxia.
A lot of respect over to Yahiko's Fanny, so huge shout out to him as well. This is Juicin getting snap picked right up. RSG might be able to pick up the Kimmy for themselves, but I think it's a tit for tat. This was that kind of situation where, you know, Juicin will hold herself up well, and it's really how well the roam actually plays around you and with you. So there's going to be a Kimmy slot if RSG wants to snap pick that one up. Then it's going to be paired up with the Uranus down on the EXP side. Unless, you know, they want to try, you know, something a little bit funky again, go with the Uranus in the jungle.
That is so last season.
I know, it's possible though.
I don't know.
And you have a lot more
that.
burst damage too with the second skill.
Well, at least it's something that can happen, but I don't think that is something that RSG would do. At least a little bit too early for them to just lock it down and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. But regardless, that's Kalia for the side of RSG, so they gotta have to focus and pick up a mage for themselves that can really make full use of the Kalia once again. So it's always a wombo combo kind of thing that they gotta have to identify. Otherwise, if they can't burst down that Kalia, then at least they gotta have to extend the team fight a little bit longer with that Guinevere.
It kind of looks like a Guinevere jungle for Kings Esports, but I do want to see Yahiko in his famed Assassins. There's going to be the Gatuk and the Arlot getting picked up. A lot of CCs right off the bat from Kings. RSG, though, that is their last pick. It might be the Kimmy. If not, you want to go with something that can pair up well with the Kalea's setups, which might be the Farsa in the end.
I would like to believe and I would like to hope to see a Farsa. Lunox Farsa, that's the way to go. But regardless, for the side of Kings SG, it is a lot of crowd control for now, right? Got the Kaja, the Arlet as well as the Juicin. That's all they wanted. Oh,
yeah, it's going to be Kimmy again. I think early game, Kalea, Kimmy versus Gato Juicin. Gato Juicin is just horrendous. It's horrendous in a good sense. Like, it's a monster. Like, it's so hard to get even close. You get a taunt, you get a pull back, and it buys a lot of time for the Juicin to build up the butterflies and pull you back out with the lanterns. And you have a lot more vision control if you are a Juicin rather than a Kimmy.
So right off the bat, we still don't have anyone that can really make full use of the Kimmy, the Kalia's pick-off at this point. They will want to get more follow-up. So with the fact that they haven't picked up the jungler, either the jungler needs some kind of burst, and that is probably Lancelot, I would like to believe.
Yeah, Lancelot's already banned out. Isunshin's still wide and open for the pickings if Kings want to do it.
Go for that. I don't think so.
I think
Guinevere is probably the other
for Kings.
Oh wait, it's already been taken out.
Yeah, Isunshin's actually very, very good for Kings SG. They have adequate amount of crowd control. All they need is a insane burst damage coming in from the jungle side. So at least you have a lot more assists and backup coming in from the jungle. If Yahiko goes into the Isunshin, but I feel like this might be a Hayabusa game once again.
Oh yeah, Hayabusa can also be a thing.
Yeah, for the Kimmy, very difficult to purify out of that or dash out of that as well.
There's also other thing for RSG is that if they do want to go for the Yisunshin, which is not quite banned out just yet, at least if they pick up a Yisunshin, then they can actually go for a triple marksman, which can be pretty darn strong if they decided to go for a Granger or a what's that again?
Your team is picking.
Okay,
the Bruno, yeah, the Bruno.
Yeah. I don't think the Bruno works as well. Single target to an AoE crowd control kind of ability. I think Melissa might be able to work out well here. The Joy gets snap picked up by RSG. So it means KSG needs to be able to think about how to deal with the Joy.
Oh man.
And the answer is the Isunshin. I really like that. A lot more damage. You have a lot more crowd controls already. And they're feeling happy about that. That is the final hurrah, and they are ready to go. RSG, the last pick, will be the carry in the gold lane.
Oh yikes. Okay, so at least carry can make full use of the Kalia's hooks in, and but that gotta have to wait for the later stages. Joy also do have pretty good burst in the early stages, but this is provided that the opponents don't have a lot of crowd control, which they kind of do. In fact, this is chock full of crowd control kind of team from the side of Kings. So I can just imagine that both the Uranus as well as the Joy will have a lot of problems just because of the fact that they can't just stay in the heart of the battle for extended period of time, and that is the caveat of them being able to deal proper damage.
Yep, we're going into the game, we're loading in, but to be honest though, I think Kings SG's draft is so much more easy to execute. A lot of crowd controls, a lot of layering in. You get the mid, EXP, and roam position that creates so much opportunities for the two main damage dealers for Kings SG. A traditional fronts back, which is very fun to play against RSG, which does not have a lot of viable crowd controls. You have the Uranus, which is irritating, but I don't think it might be too much of a problem for the Yi Sun-shin takedown if this game doesn't go up to maybe 15 minutes. So as this game goes longer, Kings SG will find it increasingly tougher, but not impossible to clear. This is going to be match point for Kings SG. One more game and they're up ahead and facing off Stallions in the upper bracket finals for the challenger bracket stage.
Well, we shall see how this game is going to turn out in the end of the day. This is potentially the last game for RSG, or rather potentially the last game of the series for RSG. As Churus has mentioned, they will be relegated to the lower brackets the moment that they have lost this. Is it gonna go for 3-game series? At this point in time, I just don't see how RSG have got a proper win condition in their lineup. PTBL as well as Taurus, they are just going to be having a lot of problems in team fights itself, which just kind of knocks off any form of possibility for peeling and damage.
Well, speaking of peeled, you got IT right on the board, scan the QR code, and type in the redeem code. That's a taunt over onto the turret. That's a pull back again onto Hoki, not enough mana to chase him down. Hoki gets out safe. And that is the power of Kings SG. You're able to taunt and pull the members back into fray. So good call by Iron Ryan. You have the early rotations coming in from the mid lane as well. Very fast clear, very fast movement, and hopefully we'll see a skirmish on the side lanes as fast as we can right now. Taurus is actually holding himself really well against One Boy Reborn, so it takes a little bit more time to come online.
As you can see, the Boy Reborn does have a tough time up to the top lane going up against the Uranus, and that is for sure, right? You don't really have a lot of opportunities to do too much to a forever regenerating tanky beast. Well, in the meantime, you yourself don't really have much damage to work with. He does have a Fury Hammer for himself, so that is somewhere. But aside from that, everyone else doesn't really have any items that deviates from what we would otherwise know of.
It's a level 4 onto Bomboy Reborn, which is interesting because he was suffering a little bit on the EXP side, but he's got the level 4. He's in position. He's looking for a final slash opportunity. PTBL from the back, able to steal that turtle.
It doesn't seem like PTBL will be able to... Oh, never mind. He did manage to get himself right out of that fight. And then, of course, that is a no-casualty game from the side of RSG.
Oh, good little side swipe from the EXP laners. Just a little bit of 1v1 kerfuffle right there.
Don't think that is realistically gonna go anywhere. Taurus just being an annoying pain in the rear for the side of Boy Reborn. Just constantly just baiting out the skills on it.
Bottom side, Bong able to get himself out, use the Zaman Force for good measure, almost taken out Ash in the process. And Bong actually winning out this lane against this carry though. So if he can, is able to maintain the momentum right here, Ash one more hit, able to run out.
With only 3 minutes into this game right now. Oh wait, hold on a
that's
second.
a Tsunami Slam into the AOG to disrupt all of that first blood over to Ash.
It doesn't seem like things are gonna work too well for the side of Kings SG, as now Iron Ryan is just being chased up upon. But at least the Lantern Flare more than enough, just gonna push the rest of RSG away.
A very good start for RSG. At least they have 2 kills up on the board, 1,000 gold lead, a turtle to their name. We might be able to see a 3-game series, Abstract.
don't know about that. I mean, technically speaking, for the side of Kings SG, they do have got a lineup that can allow them to kind of pop off in the mid to the late stages of the game. But for RSG, they are a team that will come in to fight together later on. And they will suffer because of the massive amount of control that Kings SG will have. In the end of the day, it's just about 5v5. Laning is super important so that they will be able to funnel some of these goals to someone. And right now, I would say that the Joy is exceptionally happy alongside of the carry. They just need to keep this up a little bit more and ensure that Kings SG do not get the farm on their subsequent core heroes.
Look at the pathing of Gatakacha. Iron Ryan stopping Ash and delaying his approach towards that bottom side. He's just wasting time down in the mid. He should have went down to the bottom. And just funneling a lot of gold and advantage over to Bong. There's a final slash onto Murphy, but it won't amount up to anything. It's just touch and go.
The turtle now currently in the hands of PTBL, while Taurus seeks more information out of Kings SG. The Tsunami Slam that's already been used on the PTBL forced him to go for the ultimate. And the turtle will be taken down by PTBL, no problems whatsoever.
It's a pretty slow start for the Kings, but RSG Singapore showing signs of life. At least they're woken up. At least they have a little bit more warm-up that they had in the first game. It's not too much of a dominant performance from King, just as of now. But you know, at any one point in time, like you said, I echo your sentiment. Once you get a nice little, not a little, but a sizable crowd control set up for the side of Kings SG, everything might change. PTBL a little bit more comfortable with the Joy. Coming into fray rather than the Lucas right here. A little bit more of a traditional role for both teams. So a really slow, very passive, and game for both sides so far.
As of now, all of the turrets from the side of Kings SG is currently still standing up tall, but they definitely want to get a little bit more as a Traction Pulse and Tsunami Slam gonna land on top of Bun Boy Reborn, removing him out of the equation just so that they have access to the T1 turret up top. But it doesn't seem like it's gonna stop there just yet because Kings SG, they're trying to go and mount for a little bit of comeback, almost dealing and almost killing out PTBL. The Secret Vision just clips on the PTBL, but not quite enough to do anything. While Hoki joins in with a Tidal Strike just so that he will be able to stop one of the oncoming visitor, only to sacrifice himself and at least help Joy get away safely.
I think Bong wouldn't be able to catch PTBL at all. Anyways, his cooldown was already on point right there to dash out of the way. Slowly farming up, and Bong just slowly rotating towards that top side. He knows that he has control of the gold lane. And I think for RSG Singapore, the only issue that I foresee in the late game, it will be the gold lane disadvantage that Bong will bring on top of RSG Singapore. They have a lot more reliable damage, especially from the Yisun Chin and the Harith, instead of just Joy coming into the fray. Ash needs a little bit more time with the Trinity, getting pulled back. That's Taurus getting pummeled and hammered down just right before the turtle spawns up.
At this point in time, is the Turtle Pit is just bleeding blue. RSGSG now loses a little bit of that early game edge that seems as though is working towards their favor. While Yahiko picks up the turtle, and now they will be happy to move on forward with only about 500, no, make that 1,000 gold lead from RSG.
The scales are tipping at this point. I think Kings SG has found their groove, found their momentum coming through. Iron Ryan just being very aggressive in the jungle, pushing everyone back out of the way. They still have to watch out for PTBL though. This Joy is going to be a menace. They have the T2 down up at the top side, already taken down by RSG Singapore. So Kings SG has to watch their 12. We're going to start things off in the mid-side jungle.
Just going to be having most of the members from Southern Kings SG just trying to get themselves a good amount of shots. But unfortunately, Iron Ryan is the one that will lose his life in that entire initiation. Well, Kings SG, the fact that they currently have got one member down is going to be tough for them to continue up to the push against RSG Singapore.
A little bit of a slower start, but the target reprioritization onto Taurus just draws the attention and damage away from the main target, which is PTBL jumping into the fray, and even Murphy almost taken out in the process. The AOG from Iron Ryan to zone the rest of the members out and just sacrifice himself for the betterment of the Kings will help a little bit as Bong taking down the mid lane turret. PTBL taking a lot of damage from them. Yahiko takes that down as well. Traction Pulse will not land as the CC immunity and Purify actually pops out from Ryzen. Taurus is next to fall. He's right on the target, chopping block. He's got the butterflies in his stomach but won't be able to get pulled back.
This game is a lot more closer than I have originally expected. I thought that Kings SG, whenever they kind of crowd together as one, they should be able to find themselves in a way better spot dealing with RSG because of the choke full of crowd control that they have. It's one of the main problems for Uranus as well as Joy. As long as you're able to just keep on pumping these crowd control onto these two, you number one, eliminate one of the frontliners from RSG. You also eliminate one of the main damage dealers from RSG. And then you just leave with two of their marksmen. What are they supposed to do? What are these marksmen supposed to do with just a single enabler and a tank for the team?
Yeah, good steal from Bong over on the purple buff. Taurus finds himself in a spot of bother right there. Mountain Shocker just to give it a little bit more vision. They know the Ashe is not in the foray as Kings tries to pull the Lord away, getting that reset. PTBL waiting and charging up with the ultimate as well. The Rhythm of Joy will come in handy dandy just to take down the damage dealers. There are 3 win conditions for Kings SG. If you take down Asun Chin, the Jusin as well as the Harith, then RSG is safe. But Bumboy Reborn and Iron Ryan doing a very good job in psyching themselves up with the crowd control.
As they slowly postures themselves up for this upcoming Lord's fight, the entire river is just going to be cut into half with one side for blue and one side for red. Information is key. As such, they're just going to be hiding themselves inside of these runs, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Unfortunately, Hoki has really been found out by Ryzen as he pulled out his lantern flare, and everyone else from the side of RSG should more or less been seen by Ryzen.
They're saving that Beetle up on the top side for PTBL to have easy access towards that Lord with the jumps. It's a very good strategy for RSG Singapore, but they need a little bit more vision. That's where Taurus comes in handy. They also have to deal with the side lanes. It's all equal and neutral right now. Is Ryzen keeping Taurus busy, healing everything back up. Doesn't really matter at this point. Is Hoki going into the tri-bush? Is Bumboy Reborn starting things off with the final slash into the Tsunami Slam, into the AOG. They're just jumping on trampolines. It's up and down as Hoki flickers out and gets safe.
It doesn't seem like PTBL will be able to get himself away from all of that. Indeed, he will not. As such, the Retribution battle coming in from RSG is just going to go all the way down. With no Retribution from the team, no junglers. They gotta have to concede this Lord over to Kings SG, but it seems like the fight is still going to continue onwards as RSG, they're still posturing up. They're not gonna give Kings SG a free Lord without taking a number or two of their bodies.
Kings SG is still giving a lot of respect over to Ashe. He's 2-0-0 on this carry, and he might be able to do significant damage if he so wishes to. The golden timing is over. PTBL is back up online. You got a Mountain Shocker just to start things off on the backside. The traction pulse pull everything back together. Yahiko seals the deal with the Lord and taking everyone down. There's 2 members down. It's only the tanks. The damage dealers for Kings SG is still up and online. Might have been wasted down on this the Lord though, as Bong tries to run away. There's 2 members coagulating onto him. Ryzen desperately tries to save this Harith and able to outplay and take Hoki down. Not enough damage from Murphy.
Indeed. With now the Lord that's going to be fighting in favor for Kings SG. The Lord now will be marching in from the middle lane and will execute RSG. With a 2,300 gold lead for Kings SG, I think that they should be able to mix it up to get themselves about 3,500 coming into the next fight. But RSG, like I mentioned before, they might actually have a lot of problems in entire team fights because of number 1, crowd control. Number 2, they have lack of wave clear. So the moment that the Lord comes in, yep, they can deal with the Lord because of a carry. But the mega creeps is something that I really want to address.
AOG starts things off, scatters everyone. Yahiko from the backside. Taurus gets taken down. That's Yahiko on a killing spree. But down in the ditch is his aim of force getting popped up. Hoki going crazy. Hoki getting already killed. Bong getting decimated as well. At the very least, they took down 3 members from the side of RSG Singapore. It's PTBL Murphy all the way left online. And Kings SG having a handy dandy time up on that top tier T2.
Yep, and in fact, trying to go for the next one. A good final slash coming in. They will be able to pull Murphy into an unprecedented spot. And that is Kings SG that's done with their top lane push and even 1 kill for Constellation.
Good call by Bumboy Reborn, finding that slash and taking 1 down at a time. I think Kings SG, like you said, they fight better as 5. RSG Singapore now a little bit behind, but it doesn't really matter as much. If Hoki's able to find a good Tsunami Slam onto Bong, I think things might turn out well for them. Taurus doesn't really do too much as of now. He's just annoying to deal with. being in the ditch and being in front doesn't do a lot of damage to the rest of the teams as of now.
I mean, RSG, they're not exactly too out of the game just yet though, because Murphy as well as Ash, they still have got pretty decent amount of gold to their name, right? Ash have got 9,000 gold the last I've seen. Murphy has got good amount of items as well. I think that's probably 3 items. One of them, I think he has the glowing wand as well as the blood wings. I cannot remember the last one. Perhaps it could have been the genius staff.
Maybe a
Genius
divine
wand.
glaive. Maybe a divine glaive
Maybe
as well.
the divine glaive,
yeah. Just for Murphy, still having a decent game, 3-1-1. If Murphy's able to get a nice traction pulse onto 5 members, since Kings SG likes to coagulate together, the only loose member would be Yahiko. You have to watch your 6 on his front. War's going to be spawned up in 5 seconds. RSG Singapore might be able to contest for this. Hoki, all onus is on him. He has to find the right target. It's not going to be easy to do so.
With the Lord now currently in the enmity of Kings SG, RSG Singapore is just looking for more information as to how they will want to slowly move on for this, because they can't give the free Lord away to Kings SG. So just open up the brushes a little bit. At least it does have the Mountain Shocker to look at the entire map. So that is why it's great to actually have the Yusun Shin.
You're blitzing this down, RSG letting it go. They have to deal with the fat wave coming up from that top side.
And it's now just going to be having a little bit more push down, and it doesn't seem like RSG is going to have an easy time.
Bobby's doing well. The blue Bobby's targeting onto the throne won't deal too much as RSG needs to handle the turret minions coming in to fray.
There's still going to be Lord that will be marching in from the top lane. And as I mentioned, RSG, they have a lot of problems trying to wave clear, so we'll see how that's going to go.
You have to deal with Bong too. He's hitting hard, he's hitting strong.
It's just going to be the rest of the members from RSG that clears the wave and move on to the next.
We're slowly waiting for the Lord to march out of that top side as well.
At this point in time, the middle lane will slowly march in, but it's not exactly in sync and in the same wave as the Lord.
You still have the enhanced minions that RSG has to deal with. They don't really have a lot of wave here though.
So it's just slowly just going to be edging in closer and closer as they bring down the top, the mid lane T1, and it's just going to be slowly making their way all the way through. And of course, even when it comes down to the slide, it doesn't seem like they will be able to do too much, even when the front side is for Hoki as he comes right in. The Lord will be trampling on. RSG just does whatever that they can. Even when PTBL just slides in and out, they manage to clear the Lord and the creep wave.
What a defense from RSG Singapore. Ash just melting down that Lord, and he's the main win condition. But Bong says no. He's going in straight for the throne, and he wants to end this. Kings moving forward. We see them, we hear them, and they should be happy about this. Your next challenge will be up against the Stallions, and it's going to be a medieval fight once again. As well as Horizon. 1-0-11 perfect game, 92% kill participation, and dealing a lot of damage. And I've seen how the Juicin is always zoning Taurus out. You see a mage pushing everyone back. It's all smiles from Kings from now. We can hear all of their cheers from the casting room as well in the studio. And they should be proud of this. You're moving over to the next big challenges. This is going to be the biggest one that Kings are going to be facing as we move forward. But a huge props to RSG. Thankfully, though, they're not out of the woods just yet. They're going down to the lower brackets. They're facing up against Kingdom Esports. So it's a reverse for the new RSG team. So, lost to the Kings. Right now, they need to face the castle.
I mean, this is not even the toughest game for Kings SG. I mean, ultimately, just being able to get themselves this win is gonna be super great, right? Because they are just getting themselves closer and closer over to playoffs. And that is just euphoria just by having to think of it.
We're going to take a look at the equipment builds as now, but it doesn't really matter at this point because, you know, Ash is fully online. He's almost gotten that Sea Halberd just to reduce the amount of heals that comes in from Iron Ryan's Revitalize. And huge props to him, huge respect over to the AOGs as well as the Final Slash. We can see exactly the same gold for Arlott as well as Gatakacha, but they're doing the Lord's work. They've been setting up for the rest of the team, and Kings SG, they've been playing by the T. They know to set things up with AOG, scatter everyone down. Bumblebee Reborn throws everyone back with a spear, and with the Final Slash, Yahiko jumps in, Bong follows up suit with the same enforce, and Ryzen just throws everyone into the fray. So really, really good game. I wouldn't say a pure dominance from Kings SG. They did make some mistakes, and they have to go back to the drawing board and prep towards that next game.
Yep, I mean, ultimately for this game, it really seemed as though there could be an opportunity that would rise up in the event that Kings SG do not end the game, right? Because this is a technically double marksman lineup from RSG, and we already mentioned, right, Ash is more or less online. The only problem for RSG is the fact that they are unable to play a proper 5v5 game because Taurus goes in, probably just gonna lock down most of the time, and the PTBL goes in if you get locked down while you're